gives us the right title this time. Hello, we are live.
We were live at 6:30. We're not live at 5, but we're live at 6:30.
It's I'm in Chicago, so it's 5:30. So
Oh,
it's
wow.
close to live at 5.
I've always wanted to do a Christmas, like just a Christmas in Chicago. Did it a couple years ago at the Trump Tower.
Okay.
It was fun. Um,
There's no
are you?
snow, so
Yeah, well, that's lame. Are there going to be snow in Chicago for Christmas?
I think there could be I think that there could be snow in Indy for Christmas.
Sure, sure, sure. Yeah.
Do you believe me?
Yeah, I do. I think that I if anything this year, yes, I do. Um, in years past, no, I wouldn't. But we've got an interesting pattern coming, so
It is an interesting pattern, and
yeah.
we're going to get into it. So for those of you that are just finishing Thanksgiving dinner, tuning in, checking out the live stream, we're going to chat about maybe a pretty impactful wintry pattern towards Christmas, maybe, and a cold one regardless. The first half of December, which we haven't really seen in the past 14 years, let's say.
Yeah.
So
It's been a long time.
it has been so long that I can hardly remember. Before we get into that, I do want to be sure to highlight our Black Friday sale ongoing right now. So if you want to watch our daily long range video updates to see when the snow may come, or follow the local weather pattern as we get into this wintry pattern, be sure to scan that QR code. 40% off right now. 40% off now through Cyber Monday. By the way, if you sign up for the Pro subscription, the first 20 Pro subscribers actually get a free BAM weather hat. So,
Oh,
yeah, I don't know if you signed off on that one, but I just said it.
well,
So there's no going back.
listen, here's the thing. It's everywhere I go. It's like, hey, you're the band weather guy. It's like, yeah, I am, but whatever. It would be cool if you were the band weather guy and you had the hat on, and like people could walk up and say, hey, I got the band weather hat or the shirt. I know there's other things, but um,
I can be the BAM weather guy. That's fine.
yeah, it's just it always happens. So just real quick though, for dinner tonight we had steak for dinner because it's just I'm not a turkey guy. Like it doesn't, I know it's Thanksgiving. I know it's like, hey, everybody, cook the turkey. I don't like turkeys. Did you guys have
Yeah,
turkey?
we did not have turkey. No, we also had it wasn't steak. I guess it was steak. It was like prime
Prime
rib.
rib. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's what Brian
Um
and Amanda had. Brian was sending me some nice prime rib.
so I
Yeah.
also cooked for the first time for Callahan's family, and I
Oh,
cooked dressing. So we don't do stuffing. I'm grew up
yeah,
with southern cooking. So we did dressing, not stuffing.
yeah, yep.
I'm sure some people have opinions on that, but also made a sweet potato casserole. So that was
That's fantastic.
very good. So
That's
I want to
great,
chat
man.
about this real quick, Michael. The holiday season, what we're doing with our sale in terms
Yep,
of the Cure Starts Now,
yep,
because we're really blessed to be able to do this.
yep.
To be able to give 5% back of all of these sales that are happening, new sales that are happening for Black Friday to the Cure Starts Now. And Michael, if you want to talk a little bit about that, go for it.
Yeah, that's something that we've done for, well, we haven't done this for a long time, but we've been involved with the Cure Starts Now and Adeline Strong for a long time, and for a number of reasons. But first and foremost is just that childhood brain cancer has, gosh, it just doesn't get a lot of attention. It doesn't get a lot of funding. I
Mm-hmm.
believe that Kate and Zach may have said 4% of the
4%. Yeah.
of the federal government's funding, and that's extraordinarily sad. When we think about just think about the holidays and all the kids, and it's a lot of it is centered around the kids. And if something were to happen to your kid like this, it's like, man, the government only gives us 4% of their money to help with this type of stuff. And um, So years ago, this event captured initially it captured my wife and I's heart um, pretty quickly because of Zach and Kate Jessen's daughter. I don't know what it was, but I kept seeing photos of her and their battle, and it was like, gosh, that's hitting too close to home, and
Yeah.
that is very sad. And so we took an interest. That's it. We took an interest in the whole situation. And just this last year, Brett, you primarily and a couple other people put on an event, and we raised $45,000,
Yeah.
which is um, pretty incredible to this foundation. And so the sales this year to Clarity, we're going to give some money back to the people, that fight this disease. We're gonna give them some money, 5% of our purchases.
Yeah, and we also have this will also kind of go towards this part will kind of go into the pot of our Storm Cancer 5K
Yep.
to raise money for that, because that's this will be huge. This 5% will be huge, but the event itself will even be 3-4 times as big. We had 500 people last year. I want to make it 750, 1,000 this year, to
Yeah.
get people out and run a 5K or walk 1 mile, bring friends, family, and try to raise as much money as we possibly can. They've raised, I think Kate said $200,000 since they started their chapter. Let's see what we can do to get them to 300,000 for
Yeah.
2025.
Yep.
So
Yep.
really, really cool, and just super excited to be able
Well,
to do this.
what's fun, Brett, is along the way they, as we give back to the foundation, folks get access to Clarity, and this year, that might be some really fun use here for the data, as you've pointed out, and we kind of talked about before the live stream, is the pattern coming up might be fun. I mean, we've the last decade, our winter pattern, for lack of a better term, has sucked.
It has, but
It's
I think
sucked, yeah.
this year I'm gonna go over here. This year, is this our year? I think this could be our year. It could be our year,
It
at
it
least for
sure
cold.
seems like it. It does seem as if the writing on the wall says snow.
And we don't have any big. I think one thing we need to remind people. I think we're gonna need to be patient. We're gonna need
Yep.
to be a little bit patient because I don't see big snowstorms, at least for the first half of December or so. We may get these little week events. So this is
Yep.
kind of as we get into Saturday night. This will be late Saturday, kind of after 8-9 o'clock, especially. So hey, there's a game being played in Bloomington. May have for the back half of that game some snow. Um,
Go
but
Hoosiers.
yeah, go Hoosiers. So I know that'll make Travis Garrity mad. I've already seen him on here, but I don't think it'll be a close game. Regardless,
Oh no.
an inch and a half of snow possible with this little clipper system, kind of
Yeah. Yeah.
south of I-70, St. Louis to Bloomington. Some of the model data a little bit further south. I'll pull up the Canadian data. It typically does very well in these types of situations. And it's, again, St. Louis to Bloomington to just north of Louisville, Kentucky to Cincinnati, an inch, maybe 2 inches out in Missouri. And so be a cold, little, fluffy, festive snow. Won't be a lot. It's not going to be a big deal, but it's still snow in November. Or actually, no, this is December by then. Snow in December. That still hasn't happened hardly either. So,
Yeah. Well, Lee King commented, Brett, and Lee said, "Don't block people when it snows and you get salty." Uh, I don't really know what that means.
I've seen him post that a couple of times.
Okay.
And I personally, we're talking about trying to raise money for childhood pediatric brain cancer.
Yeah.
And so I just went ahead and kicked Lee out here. So
Oh, have a lovely day, Lee, and see ya.
we're,
Yeah, I don't know.
yeah,
I'm not. I didn't know. I saw the comment and I was like, I don't know what that means. I don't block people when it snows.
no, nope.
I've never done that.
I'm
So
not.
anyway.
I've seen him make a couple of crummy comments, and when we are trying to raise money for such an important cause, we're just not going to deal with it. Nope, we're not going to deal
Well,
with it.
I hope Lee's turkey was burnt.
So Kate commented, who is Kate and Zach are really who we're
There
doing
they
all of
are.
this for, and their
Yes.
daughter Addie. And
Uh-huh.
she says, "Thank you for giving families hope. We will cure cancer together." That is, that's the goal. Our
Yes.
Black Friday sale this year, it's more than just get clarity. It's raise
Yeah.
money for an important cause. And I think that's so important this holiday season to try to give back. And again, we're blessed to be in a place to be able to do that. So
Yep. Yep. We will. Kate, see, I love Kate and Zach. They're so, they're so kind and everything. And she says, "Well, we will cure cancer together," and we will. I would like to say that we will kick its ass, but
there we
that's
go.
just me. I just like to get a little spicy, because it deserves that. It deserves some ass kicking. Um, Travis Garrity says, "Cancer does suck, Aaron. That's absolutely brutal." But Brett, as I'm sure you could believe, Travis Garrity says that it is minus 16 wind, or I'm sorry, not minus, but wind chill is 16 degrees in Lafayette. Travis, I would imagine you are probably in heaven with this pattern coming up. Travis is
This
probably pretty excited.
this is the Travis Garrity pattern, if I have ever seen one.
Yeah. I
And
just
and
got a
I
text from Amanda and Brian that said Patrick said kick cancer's ass.
Go
So
Patrick.
yeah, I mean I
Go
agree.
Patrick.
That's what I was all along. The word cancer and like the kick, like the ass word came to mind, and I just don't. We're not above it here. I know. I think
Hey,
it's appropriate.
whatever we got to do.
Yeah.
So
Is
guys,
this so? That's Saturday night into Sunday. A little clipper
yeah,
comes through, but
little
let's talk
clipper.
about the pattern ahead, Brett. Just
Yeah. So
because the pattern ahead's pretty interesting.
I wanted to start here. This is just the next. Well, really roughly, this is the first 14 days of December.
That
And
is,
I
I'll tell you what, that's crazy.
Yeah, six. I know it's 6 degrees below normal. Yada yada. It gets cold in winter, but I went back and looked. This is like 3 degrees colder the first 7 days of December since back to 2010. And so you're talking 7 degrees below normal for 14 days. It's been 14, 15 years since we've had this cold of a start to December. That's crazy to me.
Yeah,
Um,
it is. And the one thing about 2013, a lot of people always, reference, well, in 2013 it was so snowy. Well, it was, but it was mid month and beyond, and it was a lot of small systems, but it was cold.
yeah,
So kind of like
yeah.
you're seeing here.
So this is the first third to maybe even half of December, I would say, first 10 to 15 days.
Oh, fun.
What you all are going to get with this pattern is cold air. It's going to be pretty persistently colder than normal in Indianapolis, in Chicago, in St. Louis, across the eastern half of the country. But look at how far south and east this jet stream dips. Your big lows are going to develop off the East Coast.
Yep.
It's a drier pattern for much of the US. You might get some of these pesky lows to try to squeeze in from Saskatchewan and Alberta, maybe some weak little clipper systems, but it's not a pattern that is one for big snows. But as you alluded to, maybe down the road, last 10 to 15 days of the month, there are signals that cold air pulls back west. And it's still cold, but the eastern US isn't quite as cold, and so you can get these lows to kind of develop in the Tennessee Valley up the East Coast, which is good for snow around here.
Yeah.
Um,
For one
so
thing I've noticed, Brett, is in looking at the model data this morning and even this afternoon, is a strong tendency to hold on to a lower level vortex in the Hudson Bay region, in the area there in the Great Lakes and north of that. And when you get that little gradient or that active pattern to return, we just need the Pacific jet to relax a little bit. And once that happens, once that mild air can subside in the western U.S. and the active storm track can kind of come back, um, and you've got that vortex there in the Hudson Bay, it's a recipe for an active storm track with Arctic air available. And it may not even be like, it's not going to be like, you know, um, unbelievably cold or just, just
yeah,
bouts of just bitter cold. It's enough cold air the last, 2 weeks of the month that if a storm comes through, it can be snow. That's kind of
Sure.
my point. Is there's the pattern is a really nice setup, and it's one we again that like you had alluded to, we haven't seen since, gosh, it's been 11, 12 years.
11, yeah, 11 years, and
Yeah,
even colder to start December than 2013,
yeah,
believe it or not. So, it's in 2010, I went back and looked. It was one of the colder Decembers the past 15 years. It had a lot of these weaker clipper systems to start the month too, but it was snowier than normal. We got a lot of snow that year. So
yeah.
I really think, it's a matter of when, not
Yeah.
necessarily if.
So in the Pro in the packages of Clarity, they can
Yeah.
get access to our long range forecasts, um, where we talk about this on a daily basis. And not only that, in Clarity, as Brett is kind of navigating that, there's a long range tab where we kind of highlight all these features here you see on the right side of your screen, that talks about the extended forecast prospects for extended cold and what's that preset pattern like in weeks 3 and 4, Brett?
Starts to
Um,
pick up. I think this is
so
a
yeah, look at that.
Yeah, I think it's a drier start and a wetter end. 17th to 23rd gets wetter, it's drier to start this period. So, better again towards Christmas.
Yep. Yeah, gosh, from a historical standpoint, I think our odds at a white Christmas here in India are about 20%.
Mhm.
Um, and this year, I love kicking it to 50, 60% odds.
Ooh,
Yeah, it's and what I would give for a stinking white Christmas.
we deserve
But
it.
you guys all can follow along right now at a major discounted price on Clarity. If you're watching right now, Brett, what's the discount rate right now to kick off the holiday sale?
Yeah, we're 40% off right now. And so 40% off both the starter and the pro subscription. The pro will be running at let's see, 450. And so that's a great deal for the entire year. $450. You get all these tools that you're looking at, all of these maps. You can kind of get an idea of the snow forecast for mid December. You can look at future snow, which is what I'm on right here, future snowfall totals, ice. Don't have any ice in the forecast, but that would be there.
Okay.
You've got future radar. You've got, let's see, observed rain and observed snow. So if you're in the snow removal business, you're trying to see how much snow has fallen. You can click around and see all the snow. Hey, look at that north side of Indy, 4 or 5 inches with that storm system last week. No, a lot of it didn't stick, but further off to the east, Scranton there, 20 inches of snow just south of Scranton. They've had some big snows so far this year.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, Clarity goes, just so above and beyond that too with the new pavement forecast, the treatment, and the and the and
Yeah, let's
the
look at that.
pavement.
Let's
Uh,
see. I'll change this location. Let's go up here and we can show you all what that looks like. We'll go up to my favorite vacation spot near Charlevoix, Michigan here.
oh wow,
So we can click on this and you can see, you know,
holy moly, look at
yeah,
that.
look at all that snow. So
So it's
this
funny. I was driving down the road a few weeks ago, Brett. I dropped my phone, and my car pops up with this little logo. This has been not a few weeks; it's been a few months, and it had this little emblem of the road, and I was like,
mm-hmm.
okay, okay, I like the road emblem, and it was telling me like, there's going to be a curvy road up here. It may be wet. It may be maybe rainy, and I was like, okay, we need to take this information that my car is telling me and put it into Clarity, but we need to talk about like for winter purposes.
Yeah.
So we created the little road icon. It's like, hey, it's a windy road, and we talked about like instances from our expert opinions of being meteorologists for a long time of when we need to treat roads. And I thought, okay, we've got to put this into Clarity. And that's what we did. We came up with logic. Oh, look at that. Gosh, bless it.
Look at all
Big
that snow
snows
up.
up there. Yeah.
And over here,
Oh, my goodness.
man,
So we've got warm lake waters and a very cold air mass. And what that's doing is it's setting up shop for a lot of lake effect snow.
look at all that. Let's go up here. Erie,
Um,
Erie, Pennsylvania, 34 inches.
wow.
That's a lot of fun.
And that might even be probably a low guess if I had to guess.
Yeah, 50 plus inches along I-90 here.
Oh my gosh.
So
Can you
yeah, if you've
imagine
got some
50 inches where we are? We wouldn't be able to move for a week.
nope, that's the whole season. That's the whole season on the best season ever.
Yeah.
If you've got friends from Cleveland to Buffalo,
Yeah.
tag them in the comments because they're going to want clarity to be able to get an idea of the lake effect forecast here coming up. So I'll click on Erie, Pennsylvania. This is going to be fun.
Brett, have you had like any apple pie or anything yet?
I had some pumpkin pie. I had
Ooh.
some pumpkin pie.
Okay.
Let's see. Again, the sweet potato casserole, that's kind of a dessert type of thing too. It's turned out really well. It's my Nina's recipe, and I'd never made it before, and it turned out really well.
So you
And
made
then
it.
I made it. Yeah, I made
Oh,
the sweet potato casserole and the dressing. So,
okay. Okay. Well,
um,
I haven't had apple pie yet, and I want to go get some. And
okay.
so, um, I am. I'm excited to launch our sale here, and I'm excited for the pattern ahead. And it's our biggest sale of the year. We've done it now for several years, and hundreds of people do this every year. And with our new platform Clarity, let's go. Let's get signed up. Brett, what's the URL? How can people sign up tonight?
ClarityWX.com/sign up. I just put it there in the comments, and then you can scan this QR code as well. And go ahead and scan that and get signed up for Clarity. $51 a year. You spend more on Starbucks in probably a week than
Oh,
Clarity for the
easy,
year. And
easy.
our slogan through this is we're your friend through every storm, and we literally are, because we're actually giving you real forecast videos, real long range videos. Is the starter just for new members? Yes, this is a sale just for new subscribers, but we do have a deal ongoing for upgrades. So if you're currently on the starter subscription, you can upgrade to pro at this discounted rate, which is awesome too.
Well, and a couple of things like if you sign up for Clarity, we don't judge you, unlike Starbucks. Did I say that out loud? I shouldn't have said that. And the other thing is, evidently a couple weeks ago, Brian threw Amanda's pumpkin pie away, and it was supposed to be like preserved.
Oh no.
And so we don't do that here. We don't throw away your pumpkin pies. In fact, you get access to them for the entire year if you sign up for Clarity Pro, right?
Pumpkin pies for the whole year? Sure, why
It's not
not?
only 2 weeks of access, it's 12 months of access.
It is 12 months of access, and obviously there's not ag stuff going on, but I know we've got a lot of people watching on Twitter, so look at all the ag tools you
Okay.
get too. So
Well,
spray
uh,
forecast.
Brian, you are in trouble, and I'm going to go eat some apple pie because
You do
I'm
that. We'll be back later for another special announcement at about we'll say 8:30.
okay.
So let's see, it's what, 7 now, so an
Well, it's
hour and
7
a half.
now.
Yeah,
I will
maybe an hour.
preserve my 15-year Redbreast Irish whiskey for the 8:30.
Okay. Or you drink that and I can get Hope on here. Hope's around.
It's not good for me to drink it right now. It's not going to be a good idea. We'll
All
we'll
right.
we'll preserve it.
Sounds good. Well, we'll chat here in about an hour and a half and chat more of the snow chances. We'll probably throw out a sim radar for you all to have an idea of what the timing of that really is. And we'll chat about more of our sale because we have some good stuff. Again, first 20 pro subscribers get a free BAM hat.
Let's go.
Do
Get
it.
your BAM hat. Send us a picture of your BAM hat, and that'll be fun.
All right. We'll chat soon, guys. Thank you so much.